What's up, my melanated family? It's your boy, MGK, Melanated God King, or y'all can say the Melanated God Knowledge. All praise to the Most High for y'all. Just getting more wisdom and knowledge and understanding. I know y'all coming against negativity on a daily basis by fire. You know what I'm saying? The Most High giving y'all that power and authority over the enemy on each and every day basis. They try to come and trying to bring attacks to individually and plus as us as a community. And just want to tell y'all before we get into today's lesson, hey, we got some more coming. Get this book right here. It's by Gordon Muller, and it's Atlantis, A Vanished Black Civilization. And it's good already. I'm already on page 41. I just got it yesterday. So, I got some more information coming. And we're going to get even more. It's a lot more in stake with this topic right here, so we're going to get into that another time. But today's teaching is for my sisters, the melanated goddesses right here. It's for y'all, and I'm proud to teach it. How is that you are more precious, a precious jewel to the Most High? You know what I mean? We're gonna get some scriptures. We're gonna get into the science, and we also gonna get into the mathematics with it. So we're gonna get into some scriptures, and then we're gonna get into the understanding of what is the purpose of these things as well. So we're gonna go into second Esdras. It's in the Apocrypha. Let me turn my hat this way, I feel more comfortable. But this is in the Apocrypha, which is like the books that was that they had taken out, and they took it out of the Bible. So you can purchase one out of any store. You can order on Amazon, get a good price for it. But this is the book right here. I know my stuff. Look, your boy reads. I've been having it since high school. So we're gonna go into second Esdras. Let me see. Before I tell y'all the scripture, hold on. We gotta get that right. I want to make sure that. Okay. We're gonna go into second Esdras, chapter 8, and then we're gonna start at verse. Let's see, verse 6. And I'm gonna stop. Now I'm gonna stop and let y'all know. Start at verse 6 going down. O Lord, if thou suffer 8 and verse 6, yeah. Lord, if thou suffer not thy servant that we may pay before thee, and thou give us seed. Remember seed, write these things, seed unto our heart, and culture to our understanding, that there may come fruit of it. So I'm going to try to write these down. Seed, heart, culture, fruit. Write these things. I'm going to say it again. Seed, heart, culture, fruit of it. How shall each man live that is corrupt? For bear the place of man. Verse 7. For thou art alone, and we all workmanship of thine hands, like as thou hast said. Verse 8. For when the body is fashioned now in the mother's womb, and thou givest it members, thy creature is preserved in fire and water. In 9 months doeth thy workmanship endure thy creature which is created in her. But thou which is keep it is kept, shall both be preserved. And when the time cometh, the womb preserved, deliver up the things grew in it. For thou hast commanded out of the parts of the body, that is to say, out of the breast, milk to be given, which is the fruit of the breast, that the thing which is fashioned may be nourished for a time, till thou dispoised it to thy mercy. Thou broughtest it up with thy righteousness, and nurtured it in thy law, and reform this reform this it with thy judgment. Verse 13. Let's see. And thou shalt mortify it as thy creature, and quicken as thy word. Let's see. Okay. Hey, the creature is the seed. The fruit is the wisdom and knowledge that you have to teach to that seed. So whether it be a boy or girl that's in your womb, or twins, triplets, quadruplets, hey, it don't matter. It don't matter. Just know that your womb is sacred. The black woman or the melanated goddess womb is sacred to the Most High. Got to be real careful you got to be real careful with this right here. So that's that in Apocrypha. Then we're going to go to the book of Job, chapter 38, verses 28 to 29. Has the rain a father, or who had begotten the drops of dew? Out of whose womb came the ice and the hoary frost of heaven? Who have generated it? Now, so let's go to Job chapter 14, verse 15. Job chapter 14 verses. Well, let's go to 14 to 15. If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time would I wait till my change come. For thou shalt call, and I will answer thee. Thou wilt have a desire to the work of thine hands. Then we just read that in 2nd Esdras. The workmanship goes by the hands, fashioned. Most High is fashioning you, like we said. It's fashioning that creature within. Everything starts from the spiritual to the mental, and it goes to the physical realm. So now, let's see. Let me see something. I want to see something real quick. Let's see now. Okay, let's go to Psalms chapter 22, 9 to 10. I ain't want that one. That's a deeper scripture with that. Psalms 22, verse 9 to 10. Okay. I was cast upon from the womb. Thou art my God from our mother's belly. Let's go up to 9. But thou art he that took me out of the mother's womb. Thou didst make me whole when I was upon my mother's breast. Let's go to Psalm 71 verse 6. We're gonna break all this stuff down. You just gotta be patient with me. We working right now. We working and flowing right now. We working it. Psalm 71 verse 6. By thee have I been holding up from the womb. Thou art he that took me out of my mother's bowels. Thy praise shall be continually of thee. Out of the mother's womb. Hey, we fashion it. Giving praise to the Most High in your mother's womb. The creature speaks. Hey, we getting into it now. You just gotta be patient with me. You gotta be patient with me now. So, we go to the book of Isaiah chapter 46 verse 3. Hearken unto me, O house of Jacob, O Yakub, and all the raiment of the house of Yasha'Allah, which are born by me from the belly, which are carried from the womb. Let's go. We're gonna go back to Psalms chapter 139. Psalms 139. Okay, 139 verses 13 through 16. For thou hast possessed my reins, thou hast covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. My substance was not hid from thee when I was made in secret, and curiously wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. Thine eyes did see my sustenance, yet being unperfect, in thy book all my members were written, which in countenance were fashioned, whereas yet there was none of them. Now let's go to Job chapter 10 verse 8 to 10. Let's go back and Job talks about this a lot. Job chapter 10 verses 8 to 10. Let's see. Thine hands have made me and fashioned me together round about. Yet thou doest destroy me. Remember, I beseech thee, that thou hast made me as the clay, and wilt thou bring me into dust again? Hast thou not poured me out as milk, and curled me like cheese? We're gonna break all this stuff down. We building the case right now. We building the case, baby. So I don't want those. I don't want that. I don't want that one. Okay, let's go back. Then we're gonna go back. We're gonna stay in Job for a few more scriptures. So we're gonna go to Job chapter 3 to 10. Chapter 3 verses 10 to 12. Because it shut not up the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from my eyes. Why died I do not from I let me read it again. Why died I not from the womb? Why did not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? When did the knees prevent me, or why the breast that I should suck? Let me see. Want to make sure I'm okay. Then let's see. Yeah. Okay. Then we go to 10. We're gonna go back to 10. We're gonna go back to 10. 18 and 19. Job chapter 18 and 19. Wherefore then hast thou brought me forth out of the womb? Oh, that I had given up the ghost, and no eye had seen me. I should have been as though I had not been seen, not been. I should have been carried from the womb to the grave. See, hold on. Ooh-wee. Now let's go to Job 31 verse 15. Job chapter 31 verse 15. Did not he that made me in the womb make him? And did not one fashion us in the womb? Now, I think I read, let me see. Psalms 22. Nah, I don't want to read that one. I think we touched that. Okay. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 44 verse 2. Isaiah chapter 44 verse 2. Thus said the Lord that made me and formed me from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jerusalem, whom I have chosen. 49, Isaiah 49 and 5. Isaiah chapter 49 verse 5. And now said the Lord that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him. Though Israel be not gathered, yet I shall be glorious in the eyes of the Lord, and my God shall be my strength. I would say it's all day long. Isaiah chapter 66 verse 7 and 9. Before she travailed, she brought forth before her pain came. She was delivered of a man-child. Who had heard such a thing? Who has seen such things? Shall the earth be made to bring forth in one day? Or shall a nation be born at once? For as soon as Zion travailed, she brought forth her children. Shall I bring to thee the birth, and not cause to bring forth, says the Most High? Shall I cause to bring forth, and shut the womb, said the Most High. We're gonna break all. I'm telling you, it's gonna make sense. But watch this. Y'all, I think I brought this out times before. Now, watch this. Okay. You can go to Jeremiah chapter 1, verses 4 to 5. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou comest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. See now let's get into it. See, when you in the spiritual realm, the Most High already know us already. We already know him. Hey, you are a spiritual body. You, like how they say, we are spiritual people having a human experience. So when the spirit comes down, it's like the sperm cell. Sperm cell, like, it's how they say, like cheese. It's like how you shred up cheese, and when it's melted, it's kind of like that. You go when the sperm cell hits the womb, hits the egg. Then how they say, then the womb starts. The womb is like represents the mother, represents the womb of the earth. So that's when we start breaking down the science. Talking about the circumference. The circumference. They understood that it takes 9 months to the year for the child to get so how they said to get fashion, the workmanship that the Most High is doing. So the spirit is working. It's bringing all these things forming together. You feel me? Fashion. You are a spiritual. Let me say it again. You are a spiritual being, or a god or a goddess having a human experience. You follow me? So now, see, the Most High know us before we come here. See, it's our job to conquer this flesh so we can stay in contact with the Most High. But see, all these things that try to trouble us, we have to go. These things are they trying to kill up. They trying to destroy my my melanated goddesses out here. They try to do everything to conquer the black woman, my melanated sister, so to speak. They always want to downplay my goddesses out here. You can't do that. We have to understand that the sisters had a high, powerful position in the ancient world. That you ran the world. Man ran the world too, but really the woman, oh my gosh. You are sacred. You are the fruit of the Most High. When the brothers, when the gods and the gods in the earth, so the gods and goddesses come together, it's a beautiful picture. When you actually working the system. See, we talking economics right here. In the way of the spirit, the way the Most High set the family structure up. This is why it's an attack on our family, because once the head is out, then the body follows. You taking the masculine role out of the family, then the woman, then it brings confusion. See, the Most High is not the art of confusion. You follow me? We have to really have a understanding on what is taking place right here. See, like how the birth, like all this, I'm telling you, it's man, a lot of some of like the older ones that got the conscious knowledge, they understand this. It's some of the sisters, but the problem is, like how you got to understand how the spiritual realm, how the Most High looks at it. All that get an understanding on how powerful you really are. You are the fruit of mine eye, says the Most High. Man and woman come together makes one. You feel me? So now, since we got that, I wanted to drop that real quick. So now, let's go to Jeremiah chapter 20, verses 14 to 18. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna break this down right here. Cursed be the day wherein I was born. Let not the day wherein my mother bare me be blessed. Cursed be the man who brought tidings to my father, saying, a man child is born unto thee, making him very glad. And let the man be as the cities which the Lord overthrew, and repented not. And let him hear the cry in the morning, and the shouting at noontide. Because he slew me not from the womb, or that my mother might have been my grave, in her womb to be always great with me. Wherefore came I forth out of the womb to see labor and sorrow, that my days should be consumed with shame. See, you see what I'm saying? They trying to bring an attack on our people. They trying to bring an attack on the sisters. They try to do everything to our sisters, but hey, the woman is precious. The woman is precious in the eyes of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you can do anything. You can't conquer. You can't see how it said in the scriptures. You can conquer this. You can conquer the flesh. But the Most High has control over everything. You feel me? A lot of times We got to be paying attention to what the enemy is trying to do, trying to bring an attack. It's like I keep saying, this is why we got to shoot fiery darts, not literally but spiritually, coming against the enemy on a daily basis. They trying to bring things to conquer the womb. They trying to do everything. This is why we got to be paying attention. You don't know how precious like my sisters. I love y'all. I love my melanated sisters from Lemuria, Nubia, Atlantis, and back. I love y'all. Hey, you don't know how powerful you really are. Some of y'all do, but really we got to get. But for the ones that really don't know, they have depression. They trying to make you feel bad about how make you feel bad. Having depression in your life just cause you have different shades of brown, man. That's beautiful. You are beautiful in the Most High eyesight. Don't let what the TV, magazines, what social media try to portray some of my melanated sisters to y'all as individually or a collectively. You are a sacred image to the Most High. I keep saying it because you are a goddess of this earth. I'm telling you. That's why in the ancient world, the brothers respected they respected their women, righteous women that stood up for righteousness, that held the empire down while the man was while the man was up there handling his business. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. You don't know how, man, the stuff, man, man, y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know. Okay, we're going to go to Hosea, chapter 12, verse 3. Hosea chapter 12 verse 3. These be the ones that the script, sometimes these be the ones that be trying to hide in the scripture sometimes. Okay, Hosea chapter 12 verse 3. Okay. He took his brother by the heel in the womb, and by his strength he had power with God. Let's see. We're gonna get into all that, like the seed. We can get all into that another time. I'm trying to break down the womb and the sacred image of the sisters, I'm building up something. Let's see. We building up. So we can go to the book of Luke. Luke chapter 1 chapter 1 41 to 45. Let's see. Okay. And it came to pass that when Elizabeth heard the salvation of Mary, the babe leaped in her womb, and Elizabeth was filled with the Holy Ghost. And she spake out with a loud voice and said, Blessed are the though among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb. Didn't we just say that? The fruit. Let's get it. And whence is to me that the mother of my Lord should come to me? For lo, as soon as the voice of thy salvation sounded in my ears, and the babe leaped in my womb for joy. And blessed is she that believed, for there shall be a performance of those things which were told her from the Most High. So See there? Joy. Where the enemy wanted to bring heartache, anxiety, depression, bringing how I said self, looking at yourself not as a goddess. You know, I'm telling you, as a goddess of the earth, that the Most High is the precious jewel in His sight. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking that so y'all can, so all these downplayed words like you know that I'm not gonna say it because I don't look at y'all as that. I'm gonna let the evidence speak for itself. Don't. And like this here, a lot of times we like how we'll let you speaking wisdom. Speak wisdom to each other. Have love for each other. If somebody, like I said, that's trying to speak negatively, trying to gossip and be messy, don't allude to it. Don't entertain that spirit. Don't entertain that, because the enemy want to bring depression and on your child. And plus, what a lot of times people don't understand is your words have power. So whenever like just like this here, this is negative. This is what people's. Hey, I just hear it all the time. We hear it in the movies too. Hey, how a lot of time we don't know how powerful. Like you gonna have some mothers out here, you know. They gonna say that you gonna be just like your daddy. You gonna be just like your mama. They're gonna be doing all that. I'm just saying from a negativity. Now it's when you speak power. Speak of power, like, man, you doing what you doing like your daddy, bringing, handling this business. You like, man, you just like your mama, doing all the cooking, plenty smiling, got the talking, plenty, got the coffee warming up and early in the morning. Hey, handling the business, we working, y'all, you doing the righteous things. See, your words have power. That's why it's important. Like, don't, really, don't have no negativity. Like I be saying, if you have people that's bringing negativity around in your life, all that negativity, like if you a sister that's pregnant, and a lot of times somebody can say things about you, that same energy, that if they bring in there, that can go to your child, and you have the power and authority to return that right back to sender, and you speak positively to your son or your daughter that's within that womb. You feel me? So now, that's why Elizabeth spoke positive, gave some wisdom and knowledge to Mary, that her child is gonna bring a salvation, bringing it, speaking wisdom and knowledge to her in her life. So now let's go to John chapter 3 verse 4. Now, we did this before. I taught on this before. That Nicodemus said unto him, how can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? Romans chapter 14, 19 through 21. Okay, yeah, Romans 4. And being Romans chapter, I'm going to say it again, chapter 4, verses 19 through 21. And being not weak in faith, he considered not his own body now dead, when he was about 100 years old, neither yet the deadness of Sarah's womb. He staggered not at the promise of God through unbelief, but with a strong faith, giving glory to God. So this was talking about Sarah and Abraham. Just like the womb, like, because they considered at that time that, whereas when you go back and read the story, some of the womb is dead. No. You got to know within, like, you able to speak power. Speak power over that. You have power and authority to speak power. You got to go to the Most High. Lead and guide and direct what you need to say to that womb. Because a lot of times spiritually, the enemy trying to block that seed from coming. Because they know these evil forces or demonic spirits tries to fight. See, they understand, but see, in the ancient world, they was able to see things like that. They was able to see how the enemy tries to block the womb, even though you doing all you can. Y'all doing all y'all can, but you gotta go to the Most High, and they'll lead and guide you and show you what you like. What prayers you need to say to speak to that. You're gonna speak to that womb. Whereas Sarah, she was speaking negative, but the Most High, Abraham like, no, you speak positive over that womb, because it's a precious child that's gonna bring forth. Genesis chapter 20 verse 18. Let's see. Genesis chapter 20 verse 18. For the Lord had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. See, a lot of times the enemy tried to fight the ones that have positive, that has a purpose. But see, we have to understand that what the Most High tries to do. Because a lot of times the Most High will try to see that, like, hey man, look, certain things the Most High will approve, and something the Most High wouldn't approve at times. Because we don't know what. Because a lot of times what I've noticed is that you have how can I put it? It's because I'm trying to say it in a nice way, that you have the Most High protects His own. A lot of times we don't understand that, how Most High, like that, man. It's, y'all already know what I'm trying to say, man. I just don't want to say it, man, because it's a lot to this topic right here. I'm just doing it on a basic level. The enemy tries to fight our people, man. I'm just gonna say it like that. It's trying to bring a negativity we're trying to bring a negative energy into your womb. I'm telling you. Because we're going to get in, but watch, when we get on the seed, you have a righteous seed and an unrighteous seed. That's a whole nother topic right there. See, the enemy, I'm just say the enemy tries to bring in his seed to conquer the righteous seed. That's a whole nother topic. I'm just going to say it right there, man. The Most High will it's many times, like that, they say many doors the Most High will open, and there's doors that will shut, because it might go back to the Most High's timing too. The timing and season is not right for that specific for a certain child to come into this world. Like, no, not this time. Certain season, like I said, season and timing. Got to pay attention. And that's what our ancestors understood, that certain seasons and timing need to be having children, and certain seasons and time is not yet, not right now. And then look, it be times when, how the elders would say that, like how they'll say, like, just for the male and female, like, man, you don't need to be messing with that family, that family line right there. Them folk there, they gonna have you up all kind of, bring all kind of generational curses up on your family, up on your child. And there's some that will say, like, hey man, that's a good young man, or that's a good young sister right there. The hand they been, that's a good family them right there. They have a history of being righteousness. You know? So we got to be really be careful in whom you sleep with, because that has a lot into it as well. Man, it's a lot. I'm just gonna say that it's a lot. Man, let me see, because I want to get into that. So, let me see, because I want to get in some Job more. I want to stick in Job a little bit. Job and Psalms. Job chapter. Let's see. Okay, here we go. We're going to go to Job chapter 1 verse 21. Job chapter 1 verse 21. And said, naked I came out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Most High gave, and the Most High have taken away. Blessed be the name of the Most High. Certain times, like I said, it's the timing. Certain things my thoughts are not y'all thoughts, because we be trying to look at it as on the modern day level, whereas they understood that our ancestors understood that. So we gotta look at everything on the spiritual level. What is the Most High's timing, and that we need to be coming forth of why things happen in the womb. What is the purpose of what the enemy's trying to do? What is the Most High trying to tell us? We got to be paying attention on how, like I say all the time, how precious my sisters y'all really are. So now you go to Job chapter, I think 15. Yeah, Job chapter 15 verses 34 to 35. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall be consumed the tabernacles of bribery. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepared deceit. See, that's when you start having, how I said, that unrighteous seed right there. You have hypocrites out here. You got the ones, that's where you know as the weaves and wolves in sheep clothing. They liars. You got the seed of the righteous, you got the seed of the unrighteous. No. Hey, you got Satan's seed, you got the God's seed. You feel me? Hey, Most High is not playing out here. You gotta pay attention of what's going on. Okay, let's go to Job chapter 24 verse 20. We're gonna break all this down once we get the mathematics going. The womb shall forget him, the worm shall feast sweetly on him. He shall be no more remembered, and wickedness shall be broken as a tree. See, whenever you die, the flesh goes back into the ground. There's no remembrance. Ecclesiastes. We already know Ecclesiastes, the first chapter talks about that. There's no remembrance within the flesh. The spirit goes back to the Most High. So that's basic. That's basically. So let's go to Psalm. Let's go. Wait a minute. Let's go to Job chapter 38 verse 8. Or who shut up the sea with doors, when it break forth as it had issue out of the womb? See, the Most High got power and authority to have certain things at the right timing. Now let's see. Now let's go to the book of Psalms. Psalms 110 verse 3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness. From the womb of the morning thou hast the dew of thy youth. Let's get the priest. We're gonna keep precepting it. Proverbs chapter 30 verses 15 to 16. 15 to 16. The horse leecheth have two daughters, crying, Give, give. There are three things that are never satisfied, yea, four things say not, it is enough. The grave and the barren womb, the earth that is not filled with water, and the fire that said not, it is enough. Let's see. See there? We're gonna get into that. This is science. This is science right here. This is the ancient science. We're gonna break all this down. You got to work with me. Got to work with me, baby. You got to follow with me. So we're gonna go to Hosea. Book of Hosea, we can go to Hosea chapter 13 and 13. The sorrows of a travailing woman shall come upon him, and he is an unwise son, for he shall not stay long in a place of the breaking forth of children. Like I say, you got the unrighteous seed. Brickwood Pie said, a spoiled apple can get off from the good ones. You can bring negativity. You can have a negativity around a bunch of positive that can corrupt all. When we have a righteous seed, it can change positive and negative right here. We're gonna get into the science and all that later. Okay, we can go back to Psalms chapter 22, 9 to 10. We're going to break all this down. You just got to bear with me. But he took me out. We're going back to it again so we have a full understanding. But thou art he that took me out of the womb. Thou didst make me whole when I was upon my mother's breast. Psalms 51 and 5. Wherefore should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heels shall compass me about? I'm sorry for that's sorry. That's my fault. My error. Read the wrong chapter and verse. This is Psalms 51 and 5. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, In sin did my mother conceive me. I wish, because when you really look at this right here, the flesh doesn't please the Most High. So you're going through all kind of hell. You're going through all kind of hell out here. You have some children that grew up in this, like we said, in the seeds of the wayside. Some of them, they grew up with a like, how can I say? I ain't gonna say hard, but in the way that so so aggressive. They have an animalistic nature. Not saying they are animal, but they have they have no. It's like no heart and no love. So it shapes them, shape their environment, shape them, and what they are. There's no. There's no love, so forth and so on. How they say when you hit that concrete, it's gonna teach you. But you have all kind of like now, like over the years, sisters sleeping with you. Can't open your legs to everybody, baby, because when that child grows up, like then it starting to see things like, man, why I'm here, like that. It's a lot into it. It's crazy. And next thing you know, out here killing everyone, want to steal this, that, and the third, and don't even know you have a child. Children, grow up like they don't care. Some of them don't care about anybody else. That's why I say it's important. That's why it's important to know that this goes back to the family unit. This is why the Most High say that the room is sacred. You have to have a righteous man and a righteous woman come together and then teach the child in the way it should go. All this stuff has a major factor goes into the womb. You speak positive to that. To your womb, sisters and the brothers that you have, that's the child's father. I'm just saying. Now let's go to Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estrayed from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. We know what this is. Hey, we know what this is. Like I said, you have a Satan seed and you have the God seed. We already know. I ain't got to say nothing. Psalm 71:6. Then we're gonna read that one again. I want to read this one again. By thee have I been holding up from the womb. Thou art that took me out of my mother's bowels. My praise shall be continually of thee. Shall praise the Most High. And then let's see. Yeah, that's good on that. That's a lot. Those some heavy scriptures right there. And then we're gonna crank it up a little bit more. Now, y'all already know my board right here. That's the book right there. Now we're gonna get the understanding the science and the mathematics along with this here. Let's see. This definition. Okay, this is page 120 of the book here. This definition can be applied to energy. The characteristics of energy can be changed, manipulated, or controlled by the same properties that describe the mathematics of geometry. Energy can be expressed with unique characteristics by exposing it or manipulating it by using different measurements, points, waves, angles, and surface of matter. Based on these definitions, one can conclude that to know God or energy, one can obtain privileged knowledge of the spiritual unseen world. See there? This is why that the Most High always deal with the spiritual, comes through the mental, mathematics into the flesh. This world in which energy is most abundant. A human can only decipher less than 10% of energy through our five senses. There exists our reality over 90% of energy that we cannot see, touch, hear, taste, or smell. Let's see. Possessors of knowledge of unseen energy would be considered superior to the science we were allowed to pursue today. I'm going to skip a little bit. Okay. So if energy is God and God is energy, then we all have the potential to access the universal power that permeates through us in all things in the universe. To know God is to know the different personalities of energy. Plain and simple, one cannot know God if one does not understand how the elements, the molecules, and the atoms, your body, the plant life, the planets, the solar system, the sun, and the unseen in the universe work. It is impossible to understand that one creative life force that can be found in the I'm just gonna keep in the microsm of the universe. That's we're gonna break it down. Universe. The word can be broken down to uni, which means one, and verse, which can be defined as one line of poetry. Poetry can be defined as using sound, rhythm, cadence, and vibration through the words to project the ideas and emotions of the writer. Didn't we just read that? The craftsmanship, the craft, the workmanship in the womb. Okay. When we add these three definitions together, universe can be defined as the one version of sound, cadence, rhythm, and vibration used to create the project to the idea, project the ideas and emotions of one creator. They say our bodies are God's temple. This implies that God lives in, through, and all around of us. I'm not present. I'm just saying that's not. Most times I'm not present. If God lives in all of us, then we should be able to access the God of energy that resides in ourselves. This is the concept of energy. We all have the power to utilize and manifest the God or energy in ourselves. To know, to comprehend all the mysteries of the universe, all one has to know is to comprehend the energy in oneself. The great architect of the universe and use simply building blocks from which to create this vast universe. From the small subatomic particle to the largest sun, all objects must adhere to the universal law. See how the small particle, that's that seed right there, have faith of a size of a mustard seed. It's beautiful. Then once that seed plant it harvests, oh my God, then it spreads. That's when you have a righteous seed in there. But see, we have to understand the Most High works in both positive and negative. We're gonna break all that down in another lesson. But let's get back into it All objects must adhere to one universal law. See that the Most High sets it up like that. Adhere, must bow down to our melanated divine creator. The universe is made up of the same material as you are. See, that's what when like all the blood cells, all these things are outside of you. That's seen within you. That's why they say we are. That's why they say that we are the children of the stars. We are all atomic, subatomic, and energy, the subconscious and conscious minds. That's why we have a direct connection with the Most High automatically. Melanated people. Trying to tell y'all right here. Learn the basic laws and principles of energy, and one has the ability to know God from within. Know God from within, one discovers their destiny and purpose. And like, see, that's what the womb. That before you was in the womb, I knew thee. It's a destiny and purpose of what the Most High has put into that woman. So when the man and woman come together, it makes the seed, and there's a purpose being played out that the enemy does not want, is going to fight for not having that seed try to come through. But see, like they say, you got to have the law, you got to have the power and authority of the unseen, the spiritual realm, to see what is going on and go to the Most High. What is going on? Where's the blockage? Why certain things are happening here? Now, now we're gonna get to the seed part. I'm gonna get that. Let's see here. Okay. The brother said he was having a conversation with one of the ladies. I don't want to read that part. I want to get down to the word seed, because we're gonna break. Because I read that last week. Now we're gonna get the concept. What is a seed? What is a seed is? He said, I'll paraphrase. This conversation took place several years ago, but it always stayed with me for some reason. Said, this is what the lady said. She said the word seed is really spelled seed, S-E-E-D, with the apostrophe D at the top. In past tense, to see, but not the word saw. The word saw is used to describe a tool used to cut or separate things from themselves. It represents the separation from the seed. This what he said. The sister broke down. Her word seed is the same seed that one plants in the garden, or the seed a man impregnates a woman with to create life. Then we just say that? A workmanship. Within the small seed contains all the DNA and genetic information over 100,000 years that is needed in order to fully manifest its full potential once it grows. See, that goes back to what Elizabeth was saying to Mary, speaking wisdom to the womb, giving her wisdom and knowledge. See, when Andrew was saying that it takes 9 months for the womb workmanship to create life. So let's get it. We're gonna keep. I'm breaking it down for y'all right here. So she spelled it seed because the information that it contained in it has already saw that for full potential this object can ever once and fulfill is fully mature. It is fully mature. Excuse me. Remember that the seed contains information from every experience and thought that said object has ever experienced throughout the entire physical existence. So I related this concept to support my energy theory. So let's break it down. One does not have to look outside of oneself for answers to the mysteries of the universe. Because with when you go back into the text, I gave you to know the mysteries of the Most High. All one has to do is access the information that is already embedded in their DNA. We all started out as a seed. All we have to do is reconnect with the information and unlock the answers to the mystery it contains. See, the most, now I said you already, see, when you was before you was there, I knew you out there before you came in here. See there? Now he gives a scripture. 1 Corinthians 12, 7 through 11. That we're going to read that. Read scripture. 1 Corinthians chapter 12, 7 through 11. Okay. 12, 7 through 11. Excuse me. Okay, 7 through, okay. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. For one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another the gifts healing by the same Spirit, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues. But all these work it that one and the self same Spirit, dividing to every man severely as he will. And then I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read an extra scripture. For as the body is one, it had many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one, so also Christ. So we bringing. Woo! Hey, let's see. We're gonna keep breaking it down for you, baby. We're breaking it down for you. Give me that wisdom right there, baby. All things in the universe travel in spirals or waves. Energy does not express itself in nature linearly. Nothing in the universe moves from point A to B in a straight line. Energy expresses itself in such forms as microwaves, infrared, X-rays, gamma rays, light, radio waves, VHF, and UHV colors of the spectrum, etc. All energy must adhere to the same laws. And I'm gonna do a PowerPoint on this one day. I think I have it, but I haven't touched on a lot of this stuff in a minute. Now, electrons revolve around protons. Atoms revolve around other atoms to create molecules. Molecules revolve around other molecules to create elements. Elements revolve to make gases, vapors, and mass. The moon, watch this, pay attention. Now watch this here. The moon revolves around the earth. The earth revolves around the sun. The sun revolves so on and so on. Nothing in the universe is standing still. Everything is in constant elliptical motion. In the previous chapter about melanin, we discovered that the spiral or curly structure of black people's hair is the optimal instrument for picking up the receiving energy in nature. In other words, black hair is natural state is the best antenna for receiving information from God. If spiral or kinky structure has the same structure and formation, and all energy expressed in its natural state. Thus, black people have the ability and potential to access many more frequencies in nature than non-melanated people. So life experiences for black people are richer, more fulfilling, and contain infinite possibilities which are not accessible to the melanated people. That's the way the Most High set it up. This is not my words. Hey, you go to the Most High for it. So if you got a problem with it, hey, this is why I say they try. Like, bro, I got that curly hair, but I got them waves right now. We waving through. Cause we, we waving through. We come from the stars, got the border out there, so it don't matter. Now let's keep moving. In nature, the lower the frequency, the lower the vibration. Lower frequencies can be identified by the big looping wave structure. Okay, the physical dimension houses the slowest frequencies in the spiritual realm, but contains the highest frequencies. Velocity has to be slowed down in order for the energy to exist in the physical plane. So the lower the frequency, the bigger the wave or loop pattern, and the further apart the spirit of God is expressed between loops. The low level energy represents our lower animalistic desires and thoughts. Higher frequencies, on the other hand, can be identified by the rapid or quick, smaller loop patterns. The higher the frequency, the higher the vibration. The higher the frequency, the smaller and more frequent the loop pattern becomes. The high level energy represents our higher spiritual selves. One is able to recognize the omnipotence of God at a more frequent rate. So by this knowledge, one can determine that in order for a person to transcend beyond the physical plane after death, one has to acquire enough velocity in their lifetime to escape the physical dimension. A person acquires enough velocity through participation in high level energy and thoughts. This leads to a person down the righteous path. When the path to be open to higher dimensions in the spiritual realm, once one leaves the physical body, otherwise known as death. All praises. Now we're gonna get into it now. Let's keep it moving. The earth is trapped inside a vacuum in space. In order to escape, we must acquire enough velocity to break the gravitational barrier that keep us in this physical dimension. But see, that goes back like this. See how the enemy want to keep us distracted on a whole lot of other stuff, so we won't, how I say, so we can stay in contact with the Most High. You see, trying to trap us, get us all over here, got all this, got problems, this, that. Hey man, look, things are happening. For like how the scripture says, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, but art thou with me? My staff, my rod and staff, always there. It's always, the Most High is always there, but it's learning, it's growing, it's shaping you up in your everyday life that you're going through on your spiritual journey. All this has to do within the womb. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Let's see, raise your vibration, and one raises their velocity. The word for gravity is the word grave. So in actuality, we are experiencing the depth of the spirit, otherwise known as the physical dimension. The physical dimension is the graveyard of the spirit, because as I said, the flesh doesn't please the Most High. Our shaping in iniquity. Our spirits contained in our physical bodies are consumed by the effects and the laws of the grave or gravity. In order for one to resurrect it from the grave, called the physical dimension, one needs to raise a vibration in order to escape this gravitational pull that was designed to trap us here. Love is the highest vibration and fear is the lowest. The chemical melanin and people of color is the key to reaching the acquired high vibrations or frequencies, which are necessary for resurrecting one's spirit from the grave, or the law of gravity. See, let's break it down. See, the enemy want to keep us in fear, in depression, and anxiety, where the Most High want us to get into the higher realms of knowledge, having that love, joy, and peace, wisdom, knowing about different things in order for your life, to able to reach others, showing courage and bringing encouragement to one another, bringing happiness and joy, knowing who you are within your individual self. Because once you know the Most High, you know who you are. Know thyself. That's what they wrote on the temples in the ancient world. We already know where they came from in ancient Kim. They wrote that on there. That's what Imhotep, I am Hotep, said. Put on each temple, know thyself, because once you know yourself, you know that you are God and goddess of this planet. And then you are the children of the Most High. We already know that. Let's see. Wavelength is the distance of one full cycle of its oscillation. Longer wavelength waves such as radio waves carry lower energy. This is why we can listen to the radio without any harmful consequences. Shorter wavelengths such as X-rays carry a higher energy, which can be hazardous to our physical bodies because our bodies vibrate at such a low frequency. These shorter wavelengths are hazardous to our physical bodies. We are only able to decipher and communicate with shorter wavelengths within the spiritual realm. Our physical bodies cannot hold the information contained in these shorter wavelengths, so the body goes into an overload and starts to turn on itself. To enter the realm of higher frequencies or energy, we must let go of our physical bodies in the physical realm. Let's see. In other words, we must stop defining ourselves and our reality through the laws of the physical world and start focusing, invest our time and energy in our spiritual selves. The same is true of sound. The higher the frequency, the higher not the sounds. We cannot hear higher notes because our physical ears cannot decipher higher vibrations. Imagine the sounds we will be able to hear after we leave our physical bodies in the spiritual dimensions. This is what described in the Bible as the trumpet sounding in the opening of the gates of heaven. Boy. Now, you see how it would go down the wavelengths. See there? That's what when you go look at on the how you ever notice like how they like in the movies where whenever you go to the doctor office like those whenever somebody's on when they have them on the what they call that deal where they have all them I forgot what they call that deal, and you start seeing the different the wavelengths in there. That's what the brother's saying, that's how things is moving. When that flat line, that means dead, the body is dead. So when the spirit goes back to which it come. Man. Now, if one can be seen as energy, it would look like the high vibration of a smaller or more frequent waves being closer together. Now, love would look like the last wavelength in the bottom of the illustration. The opposite of love, which is fear and not hate, will look like a lower vibrational frequency of bigger loops that are farther apart. Fear will be the first wavelength or the first line in the illustration. See, love is the number 6. Fear is number 1. See, that's lower, higher. This is what you want in your life. This is what you want in your life. When you get around people having love, you speaking positive energy. When you have negativity, this what this is right here. All day long. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. Now, I want to picture now watch this. Picture yourself as a horizontal line that detects both wavelengths right down the middle. The person exposed to higher frequency of love vibration will detect each wave numerous times. The person will be wide open and receiving all the energy that is around him. That's when they say that spirits follow, that you can be around positive or negative energy. This is why people who are experiencing love always smiling, walking on air, smelling the flowers blooming, hearing the birds singing, and every joyful and full of life. The love energy vibration is bombarding their senses at such as a rapid rate that they experience being high on life. They are able to experience the recognized God more frequently in their everyday lives. Now, on the other hand, if a person exposed to a fear vibration, which most people interpret as hate, then they automatically instantly close up their senses as a means to protect themselves. If you detect that the same horizontal line through the middle of a lower frequency fear vibration, then it will detect each wave only a few times. An example of this is somebody watching a scary movie. When scared or threatened, that person will immediately cover their eyes so as to not let the energy inside them. When a person has a nervous breakdown or being physically attacked and cannot defend themselves, they will instinctively ball up in a fetal position to protect themselves from the low-level energy that wants to cause them harm. This person will totally close and block all their receptors as means of a survival from the energy and deems as a threat. This nature way of protecting our overselves. It is the fight or flight response. Our heart rate will start racing. We may begin to sweat. Our hair stands up on end. Our adrenaline starts pumping. These are also the symptoms of stress. Stress is nature's way of protecting the body. Stress is a survival mechanism that is only supposed to last as long as the person is in danger. In nature, dangerous or life-threatening situations rarely last over 5 minutes. Once the danger is eliminated, the body goes back to its natural state. In the melanated community, we are in a state of stress 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year long. This is by design so that we will never reach our higher consciousness or see God within ourselves or our community. We now relate the symptoms of this stress state having a low level mentality, but I'm just putting in a ghetto mentality. This mental state of being can be described as a person in a perpetual state of self-survival. One cannot be in the defense mode and raise their vibrations at the same time. If one is motivated by fear, they cannot reach higher consciousness. Fear closes oneself or shuts down one's ability to communicate with God or achieve higher frequencies with hell and higher vibrations of energy. Man. See it? I want you to see this right here. See that? Love. You probably can't even see it, but look. See what I'm saying? Man. I want to read. Let me see if I can get some more. I want to read some because I probably don't do a. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I want to read this real quick. Then we get into the other. So this is another page right here. So one is aware of this science can manipulate this unseen energy and dedicate it to the behavior of their target group without them being aware of it. The melanated community, the black community, so to speak, is bombarded with this lower level unseen energy. It does not even know it. See, this is why they say don't be ignorant of Satan's devices. Because the enemy doesn't want you to know, like, why you having to battle with all kind of depression, all kinds of things in this society. You having to deal with all kinds of stuff. They don't want you to know that you have the power. They want you in the low state. The lower state, and that we need to know this. Like the brother's trying to tell you that they want you in it. They want you in this low mentality. This low level. Let me see. Let's read it again. Okay, let's continue. The lower level energy permeates the melanated community through the food, processed fast food, red meat, sugar, and the history of you already know, slave diet. In the music, miseducation, the law, and all this here. Because y'all already know it's anyway with guns, drugs, and all kind of. I'm just saying all kinds of stuff out here. Trauma and hey man, and look, watch this. Now we dealing with all kind guns. This hit all kind of stuff in our community because he breaks it down. That the images of this, look, the images of disrespect against black women, psychological warfare. You got the biological warfare. See there? We are an influx of liquor stores, smoke shops, and the churches, as well as the introduction of gossip and slander as normal forms of communication. All these institutions in the black community are accepted consequences of their reality. They not only internalize these vibrations as part of their culture, but they also define themselves through the consequences of these energies. Trying to tell y'all, you have to, like I said every time at the end, speak positive, come against negative. They got all these things bombarded. You got to know the tactics of what the enemy is trying to do. This is a chessboard right here. They got you playing checkers while they up there playing chess. But when you know the enemy, you able to know where every move is a calculated step to get me close. Hey, ain't that what Pac said? But let's keep it moving. The term The term ghetto was once a concept one had to overcome to succeed. The black community pride themselves in overcoming the pitfalls and adversity that the ghetto had to offer. Now it is a term that one ceased to become. The ghetto was an environment that made you strong through one's commitment and perseverance to overcome the adversity to get out of it. People now aspire to become it. And it now the goal that one aspires to internalize and dedicate one's behavior. This low level or ghetto mentality, I'm just saying the low level. Ghetto mentality can be defined as a person operating at the lower level frequency from which to define their existence. This level of consciousness is motivated by self-survival, greed, selfishness, and cold-heartedness. It is the lowest vibration or frequency at which one can live their life and define their reality. Wow. Man, there's so much stuff. We're gonna read a few more. We're gonna read some more. The concept of angels and demons in religion and ancient mythologies is nothing more names of characters given to specific energies or vibrations that represents the characteristics of that given unseen energy. Angels and demons are nothing more than higher and lower invisible wavelengths. They prescribe personalities or characteristics represent the attributes of that particular wavelength. Angels being described as a coming from the heavens represents higher frequencies, where demons coming from hell or the underworld represents the low level frequencies. All frequencies or vibrations have unique effects on humans, affecting our mind, bodies, and spirits. The non-melanated has access to this hidden science and uses this knowledge to keep the black man and woman into a lower frequency or dead state of consciousness in our communities. The melanated community is being preyed upon to keep our spirits trapped in this physical dimension where the non-melanated is, in order to serve their agenda, having his heaven on here on earth. See how Satan want to keep us down? See there? This is like with the melanated people must be aware of these space surroundings and environment, protect it and make it sacred. Understand that you have the power. I'm gonna read it again. Protect it and make it sacred. Don't let the left hand know what the right hand do it. Understand that you have power to control and manipulate your own unseen energy and have it work in your favor. When one comes together with their mate, make sure you are in good space. Remember, you have been bombarded with all this low level energy all day. One needs to detox their era before they engage in any type of activity with their mate. I'm just leaving it that right there. Because we battle every day. We battling every day. Now we're gonna get into the science. Y'all already know my book right there, The Knowledge of Self. And look, this is a good book right here, man, for real. We need to know the science. We need to know the spiritual aspects of our life. Let's get it. Now, Earth is the title that the righteous black woman of the gods and earths carries with the pride She is the mother of civilization and queen of the universe. Then we just broke down the universe. Okay, let's get into it. She is the mother of civilization and the queen of the universe. I have to say it again because it sounds so lovely to my ears. The planet Earth is the third planet from the sun. Is 93. Is 93. Let's get the 9. I write these numbers down. 9 equal born and 3 equal understanding. Right, I'm gonna say it again. 9 equal born and 3 equal understanding. Million miles away from that energy source. Here she is able to born, understand, or give birth to the best part mentally and physically. She is secure in her position, and it is through her perfect position that she sees her greatness and understands the divinity of her proper placement in the universe. See how the sisters breaking down that the Most High placed you. You don't, I'm trying to tell you now. I'm gonna read this and understand the divinity of her proper placement in the universe. The planet weighs 16 trillion tons. The number 6 is signified and that is considered in mathematics to be a perfect number. This means that when all of its factors are added up, 1 plus 2, 2 plus 3, you get the number you started with, which is the case 6. So when you put the knowledge 1, wisdom 2, and understanding and 3 together, you get equality 6. Also, the number 6 have the sum of all of the diverse. 1 plus 2, 2 plus 3, 3 plus 6 equal 12. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. Therefore, it is balanced. The number 6 equality is significant to life and plays an important role in the carbon atom's existence on the periodic table. It is atomic number in 6, meaning there are 6 protons in the nucleus. Carbon is the basis for all organic life, down to the shape of the honeycomb cell, even the smallest snowflake, with each 6-sided figure having a unique pattern of its own. 6 is a number that represents balance. The earth is balanced as everything that exists has duality. She too is balanced and is in tune with honors her feminine attribute and qualities. The earth is not composed of just dust, but is blessed with rich, fertile soil, which with proper nourishment can produce great mental and physical seeds. She is not walked on, but carries and supports life. When the melanated woman saw herself as being divine, her thoughts changed and her behavior followed. We gonna keep breaking down the mathematics. The planet Earth is covered approximately 3/4 equal 3 equal understanding and 4 culture/freedom. Underwater, the refined black woman covers herself approximately 3/4 of the way, which is often not always include her head being covered with a crown, because she understands her culture and is free to refine in it. By doing so, she keeps her best part, which considers to be her precious jewels, preserved for those and only those who deserve it. Those precious jewels are her mind and womb. Didn't we just say that? Then with the script, then what the brother T.C. Carroll said, we keeping it moving. I'm going to read it again. Those precious jewels are her mind and womb, which both have the ability to bring forth life. She is not interested in sharing or giving up her goods so easily. Her goal is to remain refined and respected. She is not striving to be looked at as in a lustful way by men. She knows her worth and knows that being sexy or being a diva are not what she aspires to be. She is capable of being so much more. She walks with dignity and self-respect, has high self-esteem, and embraces her natural self. She is the first teacher and leads by example. Those who are around her sees her wisdom through the example that she sets. She is an example of refined womanhood and does not lose herself when the company of uncivilized people. She holds true to her culture. She also sets the standards by which her daughters want to aspire and her sons would want their wives to be. She is a person that she herself would admire, respect, and keep close as a friend/sister. The earth has a wise dome, and a dome implies wise words, ways, and actions respectfully. She is a poet. That means that she applies proper order while executing the truth using supreme mathematics as her guide. See what you see? Speak wisdom and knowledge to each other, my beautiful goddesses. Right here, speak it. I'm telling you. She is loyal, dedicated, and devoted to righteousness. She has positive thoughts and ideas and communicates them clearly and refined when articulating and adding wisdom to the cipher, and stands on that square which is 360 degrees of completion, the truth. She is not swayed negatively with emotion, yet uses her emotion to continue to propel her toward truth. The earth is humble yet firm, flexible but not weak, and confident but not cocky. She is a student and a teacher, thus will do the knowledge first before ever manifesting the thought. She is constantly aspiring to gain wisdom, so she learns through trial and error by taking the best part of every situation and placing value on the jewels that she has received. She is capable of studying many sciences and remaining grounded in her supreme mathematics, while taking the best part of the science when she is in need of information, advice, or assistance. She will not hesitate to seek it humbly. The earth is emotional. Her energy is always in motion. She is in tune with these emotions and bring clarity to them through peaceful, because it's a lie with this, elevation of the situation at hand. Now, then, like what the brother was saying, was talking about the moon, that now we're about to get into the moon, which has an effect on the earth's waters or wisdom. Revolves around the earth. The earth remains centered and never allows her emotions to get out of hand by acting like a lunatic. She is always control of her emotions. She allows herself to be creative in order to let these emotions show and uses them to express her feelings and knowledge. Her emotions are a motivation to her. They prompt her to be motivated in doing what needs to be done. Let's see. Let's break it down. There are 4 devils specifically that she rebukes. You remember, you got to come against, rebuke, to come against hate, lust, greed, and jealousy. Hate being a strong emotion and animosity or dislike for someone or something will eat away at her. She learns to agree to disagree and take the best part of everything. Therefore, she does not hate. Lust is an intense, unrestrained emotion, usually penetrating to sex. The earth is not obsessed with sex, nor does she use any sexual powers to prowess to manipulate or trick a man into being in her control. The earth is not greedy and holds fast to the principle of equality. Greed is a selfish desire to obtain more than what is needed, excess material goods, social positions, or power. The earth does not misinterpret material wealth or status for true happiness. She is, however, a poor racist teacher, yet not taking this term to be extreme by being broke, but instead being rich mentally and sharing her riches with others. Her goal, watch this, you gotta write, sisters, write these down, and brothers, you write these down, and you tell these sisters that these are the things that they supposed to have. These are the top 12 right here. Her goals are to obtain the 12 jewels, which are knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, equality, food, clothing, shelter, love, peace, and happiness. Lastly, she is not jealous and wants for her brothers and sisters what she would want for herself. She is a secure and perfect position in the universe and strives for greatness regardless to whom or what. The earth is also not vindictive or vengeful, as she understands the principle of justice. Also, if she sees something that she desire inspires her to work towards attaining that which she seeks. Let's break it. Then we're gonna break it down. The earth knows God. The 17th letter is Q. 1 equal knowledge, 7 equal God. She is a queen. She stands by the side of God, who is the supreme being, the melanated man, the black man. She is a very careful when choosing a mate, her king, her God. She knows that she is a valuable jewel, and whoever should have her will be worthy. The earth has respect for the relationship with God. Her dealings with her God in their universe are sacred, knowing that she honors him and what they have together. She knows the value and importance of family structure, man, woman, and child, never getting it twisted with monetary value. Therefore, she never has an I don't need no man mentality. She needs him just as he needs her for life to go on. Now watch this. Now she broke down breaking down the family structure, gave the mathematics. Now watch this. Which way the scripture? Now this I have to use. Now she about to break down the science with this right here. Her womb is the receiver and barrier of life. It is a vessel of nourishment, and even when she gives birth, she continues to be a source of nourishment through her breasts, which are the way in which the child receives liquid gold to prepare him or her to become strong enough to stand on its own. The earth knows that being the carrier of God's seed is a blessing, and she respects herself, her body, her baby, and her black man accordingly. She strives to provide the best possible environment for her baby while in out of her womb. She is not just responsible for her physical children, but for all the human families. Her home is a reflection of herself. Therefore, it is clean, unpolluted, and sanitary. She sees her home as a sacred place and will respect it as such. There is nothing wrong with liking material things. However, the earth knows where the true value lies and mindful when prioritizing the needs of her home. She has a clear understanding of the difference between needs and wants. She has many tasks, needs, and wants, and prioritize her responsibilities so that things get done and are attained in order of importance. The babies are the greatest and therefore stay the top of her list of priorities. The earth is health conscious. valuing her health because she knows that she must be healthy, strong, in good position to contribute to society. She knows that living foods result in life and dead foods result in death. She is a chef, which means that she chooses healthy, enriching foods to support her family. She maintains a righteous diet so that she will not be toxin polluted. Bad soil cannot produce great fruit. She respects the planet Earth and uses it to maintain and heal her family by learning about herbs and other beneficial jewels that the planet has to offer. In addition to being a physical healer, she is a mental healer and has the ability to bring peace to whenever disease exit. She is disease exit. I'm gonna have to say it again. She is radiant and peace emanates from her. Man, it's beautiful. Man, it's like I want to stop, but I want to keep going. We're going to get some more real quick, then I'm going to shut it down. Not only is she knowledgeable about food preparation and mental healing, but she is also skilled in other areas of focus such as business, education, trades such as sewing, I can't pronounce, I'm sorry, and other money making skills, survival and life skills in general. She is motivated to learn as much as she can share her knowledge with others. The earth is a sister to all. She knows how to exits at the home and abroad. Thus, she is able to maintain relationships with people who grow to know her, trust her, and love her. The earth is compassionate, open-minded, can give advice without criticizing, and does not get caught up in gossip as it is a non-productive parasite eating away at the seams of universal family. She keeps her word and should be valued as a true sister. Let's go and keep going. The earth strives for and expects greatness. She produces greatness. She will not compromise her standards out of her dispensation, but it is able to be comprised with and will do for the benefit of the whole. She keeps positive thoughts, ideas, and goals. The earth strives toward these 12 jewels that we just talked about. She is ever proud of her history and desires to leave an unforgettable legacy and impact on humanity. She is a motivational, and she herself is motivated. She will not wait on any mysteries, but will take the initiative to get the things done that must be done. The earth is productive. She is a constant rotation and builds digitally and constantly in Most High will manifest. She never comes empty-handed and always has something to bring to the table. Even in it is simply a helping hand. She has sincere motives and generally looking to add on for the benefit of herself and her family, near and far. She adds the least more to the melanated family. Just keep it like that. Growth and development areas of focus, which are security, health, public relations, economics, communications, and education. This she practices within and outside of the melanated family. I just put that in about the melanated nation, so to speak. She is respected in her community and has built or is in the process of building a positive reputation so that she has some sort of influence on the youth and all human families in the area. So as you can see, with all her positive attributes and duties of the earth, definitely has a role in positioning. Let's see. But with all exists, the earth holds this title, which is her birthright. But she is righteous, but choice, she is respected, protected, and loved. Woo! Hey, I had to get that out. I just want to say, hey man, look. I'm just want to say this here that, hey, my sisters keep bringing positivity one another. I love when I see my sisters showing love to one another, speaking positive things into their life, and then having positive relationships with the guy, even with the guards, the melanated brothers, showing the same thing to one another, showing love, righteousness, help, bringing encouragement, speaking positive things to one another, speaking positive things to the sisters, so we can build a family. Hey, remember, you are melanated gods, kings, and goddesses, and queens, so to speak. Remember that. Always go to the Most High for all things in your life. I'm telling you. Speak positive. Come against negative. If anything that's trying to block, enemy's trying to block certain things, you come against it. Right? You feel me? You feel your boy? Hey, speak that positive energy. I'm telling you. Hey, to the pyramids and back from Atlantis, Lemuria, Moon. We got some more. I got some more coming. You just gotta be patient with me on that. The motherland of Moon. Hey, from Optima to the diaspora, all my melanated sisters and brothers, man. Hey, speak positive. Come against negative energy, what the enemy is trying to bring upon. Peace.